See, we're having technical difficulties today, but I am here. So if you are, only, how late? 5 minutes late. Not sure what happens. There's gremlins in all my technology, I promise you. But basically, when I went ready to do my live, it said I was going to stream on like July 23rd at 6 o'clock. And I'm like, no, no, no. Today's July 3rd. So I took everything down, brought it back. Hopefully I'm live. Let me boot up here on the laptop and see what's going on there. But anyways, my name is Colleen Magnus. Today you are Creating with Colleen on my Creating with Colleen YouTube channel. I come to you live every Wednesday at noon, normally on time. Normally things go well, but I think that happened once before. And people said, I found you. Here's Renee. I found you finally. I think when that happened before, it didn't post live because it was going to do it on June 23rd. So technical difficulties, all of you who are coming on, thank you. Thank you for being faithful and loyal. And I promise today's project will be well worth it. But before I do that, I've got a lot of information here. Today starts bonus days with Stampin' Up. So for every for every $50 that you spend, you get a $5 coupon code. So that's for every 50, so it's accumulative. And then in August, you get to redeem your coupon codes on the products you purchase then. So that is always a great way to save. And then also, you know, Stampin' Up is always about new products. So today on our online exclusives, which you can only see them online, they just put a whole bunch of new products out and they're gorgeous. We have 2 new card kits that are out. We have Christmas, because everybody loves a Christmas in July. So please go check out those online exclusives because they are wonderful, wonderful products. And a while back we had a promotion where if you joined Stampin' Up, you got the Glass Mat Studio. It's a beautiful glass mat with the grids in it, a whole bunch of different accessories that come with it. That is now available to be purchased, but it's while supplies last. That is also under the online exclusive. So please, 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 if you want that, do not wait. We had great reviews on it. Everybody loved it. So please don't wait to get that if you're interested in that. And then I'm also I'm checking my notes here because I was a little frazzled before I came on. I'm also going to tell you how to get a free class. So when I turn the camera down, I'll show you what it is. But life is good in the Magnus home, thank God, because I am married to a very patient man. As y'all know, we're doing the downstairs, the 2 halls, and the living room. Long story short, he had fixed the ceiling, tore up the carpet. We had to put Luan down and his back went out. So he put the first coat of paint on and I didn't know if I loved it or not. I didn't know if it was different enough from what we had. And you know, I want a different look if we're going to do this. So he is going to we're putting a new color. He just bought it this morning and it's only like a shade or 2 different from the other color, but it just makes it different. So I am thankful today. You should be thankful for something every day. But today I'm thankful for the man that I have married because he is patient. Y'all know we just hit 43 years together last week, but he is patient and he's kind. And I am so thankful for him and his hard work. So if you're watching, baby, I love you. He said a lot of times he watches out in the garage. And for those keeping up with my mom, we did get the MRI back where she fell on her knees. She has a small fracture on the bottom of her knee, the bone there. And they said the meniscus is not torn, but it's kind of bulging and that she has a bruised bone, which is very, very painful. I think I did that a couple times as a kid when I fell on my tailbone. I think everybody's done that at least once in their life. But we are going to the orthopedic surgeon at 1:30 and hopefully they'll hook her up with some physical therapy and we can get her on the mend again because she does not like just sitting. She's not one to sit. So I think everybody's up to date. So let me turn you around. I'll give everybody a shout out. And again, I think you'll like what we are creating today. So here we go. Put you there. Snap you in. Let's see here. Let me I'll try to get it straight as I'm saying hello to everybody. Because that's not straight. Here we go. Oh, that's really not straight. Hold on. I got to see where I'm at because y'all know there's a delay. Always a delay. Here it comes. Turn it a bit that way. Anyways, let me say hello while I got you here. So, Renee, I'm so glad you found me. I love you being in the stamp room. And Gwen, I'm glad you're here. Hello, Diane. I'm glad you are here. And Beth from Maine. Hope you're having a beautiful day. And my Evelyn from Germany. Thank you, Evelyn. You are all so faithful, and I am so thankful for you. Um, okay, happy 4th of July. Yes, everybody, happy 4th of July. Lots to celebrate this week. Thank you, Mary Kay. And Marie from Alabama. Joan from Minnesota. Um, oh, okay. I'm with you, Evelyn. She said she needs to get her map from the USA to look where exactly the states are. Well, I am in Chesapeake, Virginia, and I am on the East Coast, right on the water. We're just right around the corner from Virginia Beach in Chesapeake, Virginia. And Mary Kay, I'm glad you're here. And thank you for lifting my mom up in prayer. I really appreciate that. And I can tell you right now, she appreciates it too. She is 85. I can tell you her age because she certainly does not look 85. But again, she does not like to be down and out. So keep those prayers coming, and hopefully we'll get a good game plan going forward at the orthopedic surgeon today. So this is what my inspiration was. I am blessed to have a great Stampin' family, both above me and below me. My team is amazing, and I love each and every one of them. We're just such good people. And then my upline is Faith Clark, and her upline is Melissa Ellis. So we do get together regularly to stamp, and just really inspired by both of them. So here I have this here. This was from Faith Clark. So she got us together and we made this frame art. And keep in mind, any card that you have can be a framed art, because that's what I did. I took this and I made it into a card. And I'm going to show you some watercoloring techniques that we did. We're going to do some heat embossing. So some good techniques in this class, and I'll give you some good tips while you do them. But anyways, we got together for dinner to celebrate Melissa's $1 million sales, which was so cool. And this was the project she supplied for us to make. So when she did this, the cool thing was the background is behind the glass, and then this is on top of the glass. But keep in mind, Dollar Tree frames are good. Anytime you can get a cheap frame, you've got a great gift. And what I have been doing, because there are some cards that I just can't part with. I'm sorry, they're just so beautiful and I love them, that I am actually putting them aside, because when I start my scrapbooking, which I will be scrapbooking, I can pretty much put my pictures on a page in a card or two, and I feel like my artwork is done. So as I see them, I keep putting them aside. So let me show you what we're using today real quick. I'm using the Spotlight on Nature. So we're using this stamp set, and I'll be embossing with this leaf. And then I'm using the Spotlight on Nature dies. And actually, I think when I create the card, the second card, I might or might not put the circle behind it. I want to get your opinion whether you think it needs it or not. Because I'm going to watercolor the first card, but I also have one done with the blends, so I can show you the difference between the two. But the star of the show is the Citrus Blooms. And this is a great stamp. It has a Mediterranean style, especially with the designer series paper. And it comes with the dies, and 2 of these dies cut out the fruit that is on the designer series paper. So this is the one, and then you have this, which is really cool. And with these leaves here, you can either cut these leaves and put it behind your artwork, or you can use this frame as a leaf and put your words or any kind of a picture on the inside. So really, really nice products. And these are all in the annual catalog that just came out in May. So let me give you your dimensions here. Let me see, Evelyn said. Oh, thank you, Evelyn. All the best to my mom. She wanted her mom to be 100, but she died at 99, 8 months from her 100th birthday. I am sorry to hear that, Evelyn, but it sounds like she had a good long life. But yes, that would have been a great goal to achieve. So I'll keep you in my prayers. So here we have, this is pecan pie. This is 5.5 by 8.5 inches, and I've scored it at 4 1/4. So this is my card base. Here I have a 5 1/4 by 4 soft seafoam. And it's funny, I don't really use the soft subtles a lot, but when I need them, as you know, with all the Stampin' Up! Colors, they're absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So this is soft seafoam. Then for the inside, a piece of 5 by 3 3/4 very vanilla. I didn't want to go with the stark white, so I think the vanilla gives it a really soft look. And then here's what I have, and that I'll ask you once you see the card what you think I should do. This is Spotlight on Nature, and it's 3¼ wide, and this is done in basic beige. That was Stampin' Up's newest neutral color, and it really, again, it's a great color, it's soft, but it gives you an alternative to the very vanilla. And I've already embossed that since I was doing the heat embossing, and I was going to be showing you watercoloring. I went ahead and did my embossing ahead of time. Normally I show you how to use the die cutting machine, but it's very easy. Any of my other videos you can see it, but that's what I have here. So take your screenshot. I've already taken a picture of it, and I will be, oops, I'll put that on there. And then I'll be putting it over on my Creating with Colleen Facebook page within the next couple days. There you go. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside, and I'm going to work on the background first, because this is a collage. That's one thing Faith taught me early on in life. Y'all know when I got into stamping, I was a drafter, so you could hang a level on my card, and I promise you it was straight. But it was really, methodical. I really had to have everything just right. And she taught me the beauty of collaging, and it is so freeing, because it's almost like you're creating your background, your designer paper for what you want. So I'm embossing on here, but I have to do my stamping first, because when you emboss, you're going to have a raised texture, and the words might not come out as clear. Hey, Mary, I'm glad you are here. Mary, I get to stamp with once a month in my stamp club, and I love seeing her. In fact, we get to meet a week from Saturday, and for some reason, it seems like it's been forever since I've seen you all, so I'm really looking forward to it. But here I just have Dear Friend from Spotlight on Nature, and I'm just going to stamp this wherever I kind of want. Again, just a little something for the background. Here, and let me do one more down here a little bit lower. So I just kind of did this collage, and it's really funny when you're doing it, you're like, oh, do I need more? Should I have a little more? I probably won't see that, so let me just put one here. And it doesn't have to be the whole word, because you want it to go off your paper. All right, one more. I am so overdoing this, but you can't help yourself. Do I? Yes. No. There. Good enough. Okay. There's a fine line. There's always a fine line between stamping and some things, and it's like, oh, that's very nice. And other things you're like, oh my goodness, she got carried away. Okay, we are going to heat emboss on top of this. So when you heat emboss, you want to use either Versamark, because it is a clear glycerin type ink and it will hold your powder, or you can also use the Craft White, because it's a pigment ink. All of our other inks are water-based, so they dry almost immediately, but these are pigment, so they stay wet just a little bit longer. Then I am going to, I can't remember if we sell these anymore or not, but this is an embossing buddy. If we don't, it's probably because you only need one in your lifetime, because they pretty much last forever. But what I'll do is it's like a pounce pad. When we used to do our drawings on vellum and ink, you always had to kind of treat the vellum first so your ink would adhere to it. Well, the reason we do this for embossing is because we don't want any kind of static electricity to hold the powder. We want the powder just to stick to the ink that we're using. So I have my little, getting ahead of myself. Let me stamp this first. Okay. So here, see how I've got it there? And it's going to be so pretty the way it comes out. So I am just stamping in a collage format. Again, my leaves can go any way I want them to. Let me go up this way, because this is going to be very subtle. Again, we're doing this with a beautiful, let me go this way. So it's going to stay wet for just a minute. That'll be good. And then I'm going to take my embossing tray, and I'm going to take my embossing powder. This is just white embossing powder. And since it's all collected in a tray, I can just dump it all in there and make sure it's covered. And with that, I didn't stamp anything there, so I can just shake this around and tap it. And then the nice thing about the trays that we sell is there is a little plug here. I'll show you. I used to have to do this with paper and fold it, but this is really nice. I can do another one and just scoop it, you know, if I want to get any more on my paper, or what I'll do is I'll just tap it and put it right back in here. So none is wasted. And then, there we go. And just remember to take the plug out when you're doing that. So many people in the past, and myself included, have done it and it's like, it's not coming out. Got to take the plug out. That is what it is there for. So now that I have that, I do want to inspect it and make sure that if I have extra powder like that there, I can just get it off, because if not, it will emboss. And that's just best to take a little brush to do that, because before you heat this, you can knock it all off or whatever. But once you heat it, you are embossed. So I think that looks pretty clean. All right, let me, since it is a pigment ink, I am going to clean my stamp. And I just want to do that because I could probably get like an old toothbrush and get it off, but this way, while it's wet, it won't dry. It's a little more permanent than, of course, the classic ink. So when I do emboss, I like to take a piece here. This is just a piece of cardstock that I have covered with tin foil, and I'll put it on there. And actually, let me go get this little tool and show you. All right, with the embossing kits, we have a reversed tweezers. And this is great to save your fingers, because let me tell you what, the embossing gun is hot. Much hotter than a blow dryer, so don't blow dry your hair. But what I'll do is let me just slide this up in there. And that's gonna help hold it in place. So I'll tell you what I do first in case this is too loud, but I'll turn my gun on, let it heat up for a minute before I put it on here. And then I typically like to move it across. Some people will go over like this, but I think it's harder to see it embossing because you can over emboss. If you do it too much, you're gonna lose that raised image. You're gonna lose everything and it won't be there. You can actually melt it off the card. So you wanna watch it as it's embossing, because once it's turning white, I know it's embossed. So this is my embossing gun. I'm gonna turn it on. And then again, I like to start in one spot. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. But as this powder heats up, it is turning white. And it's getting shiny. Again, I don't know if you can see that or not. Somebody give me a shout out if you can see it. If not, I'm an honest person and you could just take my word. Over here. It's really beautiful when you use like your gold or a silver embossing on a dark color. Remember the first time I heat embossed, I thought it was magic. So, I don't know. And then I just kind of get it in the light. If I see anything that's dull, I hit it again. Is there dull? All right. I think that'll do. Oh, good, that you could see it. Oh, good. Good, good, good. Awesome. And so there I have my image embossed. So if you're making a couple of these, or again, embossing is beautiful on Christmas cards, really any card, but you can do, like, you don't have to do them individually. You can actually do like, I don't know, maybe 3 to 5, but you have to have your powder on it. Take it to the point where you've stamped it, you put your powder on it, all you have left to do is heat it, and then you can set it aside for just a little bit, and then go ahead and keep creating. So with this, to make my leaves pop, I am going to take, this is called soft seafoam. Again, love how our colors all coordinate. And there's two ways you can do this. You can squeeze your ink pad like this and open it up. Sometimes it gets on there, sometimes you really got to squeeze it. But I think an easier way is to take a clear block and just create your ink palette. So of course it's all water-based, it's not gonna hurt that. So I have my ink here, and then I'm gonna take, these are water painters. So we have a small tip, we have a really cool broad tip, this one here, like if you're doing a wash. But I'm gonna use the large pointed tip. Note to self, put that on there so you know where to find it. So basically, and just so you know, these, normally it's lefty, loosey, righty, tighty. These are just the opposite. So when you think you're too weak to get your top off here, turn the other way, because I have water all in the barrel. And then what I could do is I can just squeeze it and it'll come out. See how it drips out of there? And always do that on a paper towel so it can absorb it, you know, as far as that goes. So here I can, on here I will, I just wouldn't do it on my card. So here I am just picking up a little bit of that, and I'm just gonna come in here and do a quick wash on the leaves so they'll pop up just a little bit. And again, this was all Faith. She did a great job, I loved it. And I just thought, man, that'll make a cool card to go with my cool framed art. So see how it pops them a little bit, but it also, you're seeing the white embossing. So come like this. It's really been a while since I embossed or watercolored. It was really fun. So let me grab that. And it's also making these leaves pop just a little bit more. If I need more water, I can just give a little squeeze. Took it away from the ink so I can pick it up. Come in here, just do a little bit of a wash. And get them all. One more to do. And you'll see how pretty this is. So this is collage. When you want a collage, it can be stamped, it can be embossed. You decide which mediums you want to put together. And again, just make sure you go off the edges of your paper so it doesn't look contained. You kind of have to make it look like a, you know, designer paper. All right, I think I got them all. Oh, yep, I did. So then a little squeeze and the water comes out, and then that's clean. And I can wash this off and I will use it with another color. Okay, so here's my background. So for this, I can take it at this point, and I have my 5.5 by 8.5 pecan pie. I already folded it. Let me show you another trick. Sometimes when I score it, y'all see that? Y'all know that drives me nuts. See how it's a little bit shorter? You could trim that, or you could just flip it over. Then you have a nice edge. So nobody really studies the back of the card anyways. And if they do, shame on them. All right, so I will put this on here. And there's my background, just like it is on the framed art. So I'll set that aside, and now let's watercolor. So for the watercoloring, let me just say, I kind of like to have it all in one piece, and I was like, oh, that's great, and then I'll cut it out. Well, on my framed art piece, I spent, oh, I don't know, good 20, 30 minutes. We were talking and just carrying on, just loved the coloring. And then I went to cut it out, and my die had moved, and I didn't like it anymore. It had cut too close on one side and not enough on the other. So I did salvage it. I trimmed it up with the scissors, but I found a good lesson. Experience is a great teacher, I'm telling you. So something that you're going to put a lot of time in, go ahead and cut it out first. So this way you have it the way you want it, and then you won't have to worry about doing all the work, cutting it wrong, and starting all over again. Just thought I'd share that with you, because hopefully we're older now, and we learn when people tell us something instead of having to experience it ourselves, like kids. All right, so let me grab all my colors. I am going to be using Shy Shamrock, Granny Apple Green for the leaves. I'm going to use Lemon Lolly for the flowers. And then for my peaches, I'm going to use peach pie and pumpkin pie. I have to get me some pie today. Now, I'm only going to color one of each. I already have one done because otherwise you'd be with me for the next 30 minutes, which I wouldn't mind, but I promised my husband I'd help him paint, and I got my mom's appointment. So, when you are watercoloring, again, have yourself a paper towel. Give a little squeeze because you want that water. It's always good to trace what you're going to color with water first. I think it it primes the paper to be able to receive what you're doing. And you notice I'm doing it over here. I'm not doing it on here. But it again, it kind of like softens the paper where it's going, and it creates a boundary. It's gonna, when you paint, it's gonna pretty much stay within where you colored it, which is really, really cool. And then you have to just make sure it's really dry when you do what's next to it. It just kind of helps your color stay in the lines. Sometimes that's good. Sometimes it's good to go out the line. Sometimes it's good to stay in. Okay, so I'll just do those two. So now I'll just take my peach pie and open that. I've got my color there, so that's peach pie. Here I have pumpkin pie. So I've got my two colors. And I will just pick up, put a little drop on there so you have control over how watery you want it. Pick that up. And then when I come in here, if you got too much water, you can dab some off. I'm just going to be bringing this in. And I think it's like you're not on dry paper. You're on white paper, so I think it moves easier. I think your colors move much easier. And again, I'm not bleeding into the other areas. Come around. Again, I promised you, I'll just show you a little bit of each one, and then I'll show you the finished. Here we go. Okay, so here I have my peach pie. Then I can pick up a little bit of water on here. I can pick up some pumpkin pie. And I'm kind of coming in here where I have, although we have kind of a lot of dots, but that's more your shaded part over here, right there. And you really don't want to get on the whole thing because you want some light and some dark in your peach. Come around. That's kind of under the leaf there. So let me get a little bit darker here. Okay, so this is kind of what I did for my peaches. And then if you want, where did I put? Right here. You can even take a little bit of the pecan pie, and since I'm only using a little, I will go ahead and squish that on the lid there. But just make sure you wipe this off before you go back. So I've got a little bit of there, and I can kind of come in with a little bit of the dark. Never put it into the actual pad itself. And that, in a nutshell, is how I would do the peaches. So again, make sure you wipe that off, and then I can close that and put it aside. Come back, clean this. I can wipe these off. And now for the leaf. So for the leaf, I'm going to use, let me check I get so into it. Let me check my comments real quick, see if anybody has any question. Okay, so Renee, thank you. The embossing buddy is included in the toolkit, but not separately. That's cool because if you're going to emboss and you've never embossed before, you need that. Renee, if you have a moment, I meant to grab my catalog. Let me know what page that is on, because all of our embossing is on one page. So you get the tray, you get the reverse tweezers, the embossing buddy, everything you need to be able to emboss like a pro. Let me see. Okay, good. Mary Kay said the same thing. So very good. Let me see. Yes, I am using the Fluid 100 paper. Whatever that is that Stampin' Up! Sells, I am using their watercolor paper. Evelyn said, are they peaches or oranges? They're oranges, Evelyn. Have I been calling them peaches? Oops, sorry. You can do anything, you You can make them any color you want. Make your own fruit. But yes, oranges would be much better. So let me see. Zoe's here. Woo! My granddaughter's here. Hey, Zoe. Oh my goodness, it's your first live. She says, hey, Oma. Hey, Zoe. I saw your shorts this morning too, that she does. She has her own little channel. It's on page 126 is our embossing. Zoe, you just made my day by being here. Just love that girl. Love all of them. I'm blessed with all my grandchildren. Okay, let me focus. All right, so going back to the leaf. That's so cool, Zoe. Okay, so if you still have orange in here, and Zoe is very artistic too, can I say? Oh my gosh, she paints, she draws, she's done jewelry, she's very, very crafty. I always say she was my granddaughter who was stamp room ready, because all the little ones, they're not. Tyler Joe's pretty good up here. But the 4, 3, and 2-year-old, not so much. They like the carousel with all the tools. They like to get into that. So here I'm going to take Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to take my Shy Shamrock. You are not to brag. You don't have to brag, sweetheart. I'll sing your praises. So you are really good. Y'all give a shout out to Zoe. Zoe, I am live every Wednesday at noon Eastern time on your time. So I hope you'll join me again. It's summertime. You can. You're not in school. So here I have Granny Apple Green. We'll pick that up. And then I'm going to come in here. And Zoe, I could bring some of this to the lake, and we could, when we're not swimming, we could definitely create at the lake. I normally bring Stampin', but I know she'd be a natural when it comes to her watercoloring. So there I just went over it with Granny Apple Green. Then I'm going to come in here, get a little bit of water so it's not too strong. Now this was, I didn't know how the Shy Shamrock would do with this, but actually I liked it. I liked it a lot. So then I'm going to come in. And if you have too much water, I feel like I got a little bit there, just lightly dab it off. So I'll come in and pull this in. And again, what you want is your light and darks. So that's a leaf. And then basically, just so you know, with the flower, kind of did the same thing. You'll get the gist of it. But with the flower, I did Lemon Lolly. And then I came back with just a little bit of the peach pie. You can also use, let me think, right here. If you want more of a brownish look on the flowers, you can also use crushed curry. But since I already had the peach pie on my oranges, that's what I use. So let me show you the actual one that I made right here. So this is what I've done. And just keep in mind, like whenever I did the oranges, you want to make sure that's dry. You can take your embossing gun, just make sure it's dry so that when you do your leaves, it doesn't bleed into the colors. So again, when I have my colors here, this was the Lemon Lolly, a little bit of the peach pie, and then I actually just took my Stampin' Blends and I did the pecan pie. I did the light in the center so you can see the lines of the center, and then I went ahead and did the dark for my stems. And that is Watercoloring 101. Okay, so now this is where I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. Let me show you. I can put this on here like this, and I'm going to take the first couple answers, and you let me know what we got here. So here, that is without the circle, the embossed circle. And then here, that is with. I just didn't know if it was too busy behind. So again, with, I'm going to wait till y'all answer, so put your thoughts out. This is with it. That is without it. And I am going to put a little word down there. So let me know, and I'll be checking my comments. Yes, Evelyn. Oma is German, and I don't have a speck of German in me. I'm Irish and Italian. Back when Tyler Joe, she was the first grandchild, actually had with me. And when I had Tyler Joe, I was trying all kinds of different things. You want to be grandma? Do you want to be this, be that? And she didn't like any of them, believe it or not. She was young too. And I said, what about Oma? And she goes, oh, Oma. And I've been Oma ever since. And I do love it. So, oh, Jane, thank you so much. I'm so glad you were here. I love teaching. I love socializing in person. I find it, I love it online too, but it's just hard when it's delayed. But my goal, my number one goal is to teach you all. And I do want to hear your comments. I do want to converse with y'all too. And I thank you for being here. So let's see. Zoe likes with it. Well, I don't even have to read the other ones if Zoe likes it. Sorry, y'all. Grandkids have precedent. But Mary says to do with it. Let me see. Mary Kay said without, with. Oh, Evelyn can't decide. So Zoe said with it looks fancy. Zoe gets it. Although I do like it without. I'll have to make more of these cards. So what I'll do here, I'm going to take my dimensionals and I'm going to put them on here. So Zoe, were you looking for me live or did you just happen to stumble across me and say, oh my gosh, my Oma's live? Which one did you do? All right. So here, I will just put this on here. I just thought maybe it put something underneath that back, you know, the oranges to make them stand out a little bit more. And then this is a larger circle here. Hey, Zoe, I think one of these Wednesdays you need to be here and we will stamp together. How cool would that be? Again, Zoe's very artistic. I'm sure you'll learn much from her. Yeah, that's a date. We got to do that. Okay, so I put this on here. And then last but not least, because I got two more things to do, I'm going to do here on the front. Oh, you just saw it and you joined. Good. Well, just so you know now, every Wednesday at noon, I'm here, baby. I'm here. And then the first and third Monday of each month at 11 o'clock, I am on a friend's Facebook page doing a live, which I do copy over to my YouTube. It goes in as a video, not a live. But that is Tina MacArthur, Creations from the Heart Scrapbooking. And she is not affiliated with anyone, but she specializes in retreats, paper crafting retreats, or really any kind of craft. We do not discriminate in the Outer Banks. So I will be there in October. I will be there in November. And I hope y'all will check out her information and hopefully we'll get to stamp together in person. That would really be cool. So here we go. And coming around the corner, I just stamped a dear friend to kind of tie in that background. And I did it in vanilla. And when I show you the one that I did with the blends, I actually did that in white. But after I did it, I was like, yeah, I kind of like the vanilla better. Okay, so I'll just put these on here. And then I'll pop them up. Yep, Evelyn says that it would be nice if you joined me, Zoe, and that you could teach her stamping. Oh, good. Yeah, she's free. Woo, we got a date. I have finally got a partner to stamp with. I love it. Okay, so here, I can push that down. So there's the front, dear friend, and y'all know we have our Wink of Stella, and mine is flowing beautifully. I did touch these up a little bit before. I'll put a little more. And when I did it on my oranges, I didn't do it where the shadows were. I did it in the lighter part so that it was more of a highlight. And there we go. And I have to get, let me get some embellishments. Where did I put those? I think I had a couple in my bag. Let me see. I had some extra pieces when I did the frame with Faith, so I can, but I think I did put them on my frame. Let me see. I can always put an embellishment anywhere I want. Put one there. I have these little bitty, oh, I think that'll start taking away. But you do have these little dies and flowers too. So I'll embellish that. Just a couple little rhinestones on there. But for my inside, I'll take my Very Vanilla, my soft sea foam. Yeah, what I really would like is for Zoe to be my technical assistant. She's very smart on the computer, and Lord knows Oma could use one. Whew, I do suffer in that place. And incidentally, I did my newsletter last week, and the links were not working. I did 3 videos in there, and the links were not working. That was not my fault. That was Constant Contact, because miraculously, I didn't even resend it. Somebody called and let me know they were working. So if ever I send something, please let me know. Give me feedback, because it worked on the when I did the preview. But you can, with my creatingwithcolleen.com, you can shop there. Just hit shop now. You can request my newsletter. Everything that I told you at the beginning of this video about the bonus days, the online exclusives, and the glass mat, and even the free class, which I still have to tell you about, all of that is in my newsletter. So just go there and request that. And if you like what you're seeing, please subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up. Please share. Ring the bell so you know the next time I'm live. But just a little something on the inside. And then you have these here. So don't leave me yet. I got to tell you about your free class. So here, that is what we created today. Thank you, Faith, for your inspiration. You've been inspiring me for 22 years, and I am so thankful for you. So let me set these aside and tell you about the class. Now, on Wednesdays on my YouTube Live, I typically show special cards. You know, it's either techniques or special folds, because that's where my heart is at. But on Tina's, since we have a variety of stampers, I actually try to take a kit and step it up, because y'all know I can't do it just as the cards. But this kit here, this kit is called, I always write it on here, Expressions of Kindness. The number is 163905, and it is an all-inclusive kit, which means you get, when you open it up, you have the ribbon, you have the stamp set, you have the ink spot, embellishments, all of your adhesives, and a clear block. So great gift. But this is under, you can see all our kits under kits or under online exclusives. But anyways, these are the 2 cards. So I showed them how to create the 2 cards as is. And if you see that, there's a little bit of stamping on there, and they are beautiful. So you get 4 of each design. Well, then I wanted to step it up. So I took one, let me see here. I took one of the envelopes, because look at that. I'm sorry, that is too pretty to mail a card in for somebody to throw that away. So we made that a card. And then here is the other card. And that is gorgeous, but the back, I saw another card. It's like, no. I need to make this stretch as far as I can. So I took these 2 pieces and I made 5 cards. Really. So now the 4 cards you had can be 20. So I took these here, and let me show them to you. So here, and I used the stamp set that was in there. So this one, let me see, I believe it was this, and this. And I wasn't sure whether to make this, that's vertical, and that would be horizontal. So y'all let me know, do you like this horizontal or do you like it vertical? Because I have not put any sentiments on it yet. And I was kind of torn as to which way it should be. So I have this. Those 3 are just from the envelope that I had right there. Then I took the card, and that's what I did with, I'm sorry, no. This one. That was from the envelope, as you can tell. So that one, and this were from the envelope. And then I have these 2. So for anybody in the month of July, if you place a minimum $50 order, not only do you get the $5 coupon from bonus days to earn and to redeem in August, but I will send you a PDF to show you how to cut and put together these 5 cards. So just my gift to you. Normally I send a beautiful hand stamped card, but in addition to that, when you order, you will get this for the month of July, the PDF. But I did want to show you in this cute, this is one of the stamps in there. It says kindly delivered to. I think I need to put that on everything except my bills. So let me check one more time. Let me see. Yes, don't forget to thumbs up, everybody. Please, please. Let me see. Yes, Zoe. See, they want you to join me, so we have a date because she said she's free. Let me see. Thank you, Zoe. She said it was beautiful. Let me see. Yay, ERM, my screen time, 8 to 9 hours. Okay, so, Carol, yes, Zoe is close to me. Thankfully, all of my grandkids are here within the area, within 20 minutes, so I am so blessed. So everybody seems to like it. I, too, need to know what ERM is. ERM is just like, oh, okay. See, when you start getting into that shorthand stuff on the computer, I have no idea. I did learn that BTWs, by the way, so I did something. All righty. So anyway, so Evelyn has ordered the kit in English, German, and French. Good for you. That's awesome, Evelyn. Then you can send it to all of your friends. Somebody's going to make an album out of the kit next week in a live tutorial. That would be good to see. So everybody says vertical on this. Okay, so vertical it is. I love it. So anyways, what? She said if I open the card all the way, I can see a zebra in the corner. Let me see. For this one, might be one of those optical illusion things. I don't know that I see it. You'll have to get in touch with me and let me know, Renee. Pretty cool, though. So anyways, y'all, that is what I've got for you today. It's 12:51, went a little longer than usual. I've got my alarm set for 1, so I still did good. I'm going to eat a quick PBJ and then go take my mom to the doctor. But this, again, is the Expressions of Kindness kit. Everything can be ordered with creatingcolleen.com. And if you don't get that newsletter, please request it. So don't forget the host code if your order is under $150 or more. But either way, I have enjoyed my time with you. And I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday at noon when I come to you live again. So I hope you all have a blessed day. Take care and make sure you do something creative. Bye, Zoe. I'll talk to you later. Love you guys. Bye-bye. Oh, I got to turn it off.